How's it going, everyone? I'm Adam Molina. So over the past year, V-MODA has made some moves to broaden their product lineup a little bit. First, there was the Remix Bluetooth speaker, which was their first ever, and now we're taking a look at their first ever pair of wireless in-ears. These are the V-MODA Forza Metallo Wireless. I recently reviewed the wired counterparts of these, the V-MODA Forza Metallos, and came away pretty impressed. So how are the wireless versions? Are they any better, or should V-MODA have just left it at wired? Let's find out. In the box, you'll get the headphones, 3 sizes of sports fins, and 4 sizes of the standard ear tips, a meter-long micro USB charging cable, and a portable pouch. It's fitting that the build and design section comes first because that's probably my favorite thing about these headphones. Unlike the LG Tones that we recently unboxed, these ditched the giant neckband for a slim and ergonomic design. The plastic piece that fits around the back of your neck is the largest part of these headphones, with thin wires connecting it to the 2 control modules on either end, and even thinner wires connecting those to the metal earbuds. Even though most of these headphones are made of plastic, it's shaped in such a way that the neck piece fits easily around the back of my neck, and the cables don't feel cheap or flimsy. It also fits perfectly underneath the collar of a dress shirt, making it a pretty cool way to discreetly wear headphones throughout the day. To make things even cooler, they vibrate when you get a call so you won't miss anything important, which was surprisingly useful when my phone wasn't immediately on me. So on the downside, I do wish that the wire connecting to the actual earbud was just a little bit shorter, because when you let these dangle, they really dangle. Unless you tuck them in your shirt or something, this could get really annoying. On the neckband, you'll find a small flap that hides the micro USB port, which would lead you to believe that these have some sort of IPX rating for water and sweat resistance, but you'd be wrong. Kind of. Although these don't have an IPX rating, V-MODA claims that they were made to withstand sweat and water damage thanks to a sweat-proof coating. So I can't vouch for that claim yet, but I can say that during testing, I used these at the gym a couple times and I got caught in the rain once, and they're still going strong. I can't say how long that'll last, but so far so good. So now let's talk about the control modules. Normally, they're a bit of an eyesore to me, but having 2 identical ones on the headphones with a bit of metal trimming makes these look very symmetrical and balanced, which I can really appreciate. It gives it a minimal aesthetic kind of that I really enjoy, especially if you get the all black ones that I've got here. If this isn't your style, you can also get them in all white, and like any other V-MODA headphones, customize them with some accessories. Connection was a mixed bag of results. These seem to have a seriously strong connection strength, but a limited range. When using them on my daily activities like walking around, going to the gym, or even on an airplane with the source device under the seat in front of me and my book bag, I didn't have any problems. As long as these were within 10 feet of the source device, there was no skipping at all. But with my phone charging in my bedroom, which is about 15 feet away from me with a wall in the way, I experienced enough annoying skipping that I was forced to move my phone to a charger in the living room. So if you tend to leave your phone charging at your desk or in another room, this could pose a bit of a problem. But as far as when you're commuting or on the go, you shouldn't have any issues. So now that we've got the negatives out of the way, let's focus on the positives, which are the 2 control modules at the end of the neckband. Not only do the buttons have a nice tactile click to them to let you know that something's actually happening when you press them, but they also sit flush against your chest, so you can press them really easily without needing to fumble around for the buttons. Normally, I have to fumble around with the control module and feel around before I get the finger placement right, but with these, I was able to click the correct buttons with ease. The left module has a single button that's responsible for powering on or off the headphones. On the right one, you'll get 2 volume buttons and a multi-function button sandwiched in the middle. You'll be able to do everything from adjust volume to skip between tracks with just a few simple clicks of the buttons. You can also answer and phone calls and access Siri or Google Assistant with the multi-function button in the middle. On both modules, you get tiny noise-canceling microphones that result in super clear calls. I took multiple calls on these and no one even guessed that I wasn't on my phone. V-MODA claims a battery life of 10 hours, which is cutting it close in terms of being usable during the average workday. But in our testing, we got a little bit more than that at 11 hours. Still not great, but better than they claimed. The regular 9 to 5 workday plus the commute to and from work means that you'll be plugging these in every night before you go to sleep. Of course, that's assuming that you listen to music constantly throughout the day. Not the most realistic scenario, I get it, but still, it'd be nice to have a bit of a cushion for when you forget to charge these. So one thing I noticed right from the start is that these don't get too loud, which is normally a negative to me because, I like to hear my music, but they do such a good job at sound isolation that even on an airplane, I didn't have any problems hearing my music. Bass notes in the song The Less I Know The Better by Tame Impala came through loud and clear, but the same cannot be said for the vocals. It's not that they sound weak, but they're not as forward as I'm used to. The low end seems to be the main priority of these headphones, which is pretty good for music for most cases, but when listening to podcasts, I definitely had to max the volume out. The high end does have a slight push to them, but not enough to make me happy. Some people like bass, but I love the highs. I enjoy a nice airy sound, and the highs here have enough to make the cymbals and hi-hats noticeable in the song Run Baby Run by Tori Moi, but not enough to make them sound great. They're a little too muffled and thrown into the background for my liking. So although I'd personally prefer the sound of the wired Forza Metallos, these aren't bad if you're looking for a wireless option. The build is just as tough, and the design is even better in my opinion. They're lightweight, they're comfortable, and they pack just enough battery life to make it through a full day. Of course, having a little more battery just as a cushion would always be welcome. Besides being nitpicky about the battery life, I have few bad things to say about these, save for the price. At $170, these are not cheap, and it would be hard to recommend to anyone who doesn't have a little money to blow. Sure, they're expensive, but they're also worth it in a weird way. If you can afford to spend the money on them, you can take these to work, on your commute, to the gym, just wherever you go every day. When it comes to casual daily use, the Metallo Wireless pretty much get everything right. You know, besides that battery life. We're giving them an 8.3 out of 10. And that's pretty much it for our review of the V-MODA Forza Metallo Wireless. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about these headphones or any of the other products we review, make sure to check out SoundGuys.com. But while you're here, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and also sign up to our newsletter so you can stay up to date with all the newest reviews and audio news here at SoundGuys. Links to all of that down in the description. I'm Adam Molina. I'll see you later.